My story starts when I was a kid. As a kid, I always wanted to be a dad. And when I did have children, it was a magical time. I don't know how many parents are in the room, but the look of loss or the look of hope in their eyes when they're a youngster, they look for you for guidance. I loved all of that. I did get divorced when the kids were about 6 and 4, but actually that turned out to be a blessing because that led me to the most happiest part of my life, which was just being a dad to Jake and Morgan. Jake was the oldest, and he'd had a speech difficulty when he was younger, so as a parent we were terribly worried about him because he was unable to speak. What actually happened was he'd had an ear infection. And that ear infection happened when he was learning to speak. We didn't know he had a hearing problem because he couldn't speak. So he went sort of undiagnosed for quite a while, but ultimately we realised he did have a speech impediment, well not an impediment, he had a hearing problem, so he didn't have a hearing problem at all, he had a speech problem. But he recovered, and that was a worry off our minds, but it was a concern growing up because we just didn't know what was going to happen with Jake. Morgan, on the other hand, was the easiest, sweetest child you could ever imagine. Not a day goes by when he didn't have a smile on his face. He would run to us when we came home and from work, we had no pair of stuff. And it was wonderful being a dad. When I was living on my own with the 2 boys, I used to take them to the cinema, and Morgan used to sit on my lap, and I'd go on holidays with them, just the 3 of us, and that was my favourite time. Now, when they got to the ages of sort of 13, 14, secondary school, weren't quite as inclined to spend time with their old man as when they were younger. I don't know if that resonates with anyone. I was the same when I was 13, 14. The last people I would spend time with were my parents. They were boring. So I would rather go out and play tennis, and to be fair, when my kids got to that age where they actually didn't want to spend that much time with me, I accepted that as part of the way that, kids grow up. And so, I got through me, thanks Jane. So the thing is, right, is that the relationship I had with them was so wonderful, so great. But then what happened one day is I woke up and Morgan had killed himself. He was 15 years old and he was due to study for his GCSEs at school. To say it was a shock was an understatement because there had been no signs. Even now I think about it and think, well, what did I miss? What was there that I should have seen? As a parent, I'm here to protect my children. Maybe I should have done more, maybe I should have said something different. Maybe I should have disciplined him less, maybe I should have disciplined him more. The conversation goes round and round your brain, and it still goes round my brain today. But at the end of the day, what am I going to do? Do I stand back and do nothing? Do I think about just carrying on my life as if nothing had happened? Well, no. What happened is that I ended up doing some research online, and I realised that suicide was the biggest killer of men under 45. Why didn't I know that? Why was that a statistic that was completely oblivious to me? Why is it I didn't know that 1,600 young people a day take their life in this country? That's 3 or 4, as I say, a day. 1,600 a year, that's 3 or 4 a day. How did I not know that? Why is that topic of conversation, why was that not available to me as a parent? It happens to other people, doesn't it? It happens to the others, the kids that are trouble kids, that they are the ones that are, they struggle at school, they don't do well in their GCSEs, they're causing problems at school, their behaviour is obvious. None of that was Morgan. Morgan didn't show any signs that he was struggling with anything. So at school, they have what's referred to as an at-risk register, which means that if you spot the signs of someone that's maybe struggling with their sexuality or maybe they're struggling with drugs and alcohol, you put them on the at-risk register and you watch out for them through their behaviour in all their classes. Morgan wasn't on that list, so to say that it was a shock was an understatement. And then I realised as well that every teacher has to undergo safeguarding training. And that safeguarding training means that they are able to spot the signs of radicalisation, bullying, harassment, drugs and alcohol, even LGBT, lesbian, gay, bisexual tendencies. Teachers are trained to spot those kids and put them on the at-risk register. Why are they not trained to spot the signs of suicidal children? I don't get that. I don't understand how our teachers are in schools expected to do the most difficult job there is and not have the skills needed to be able to spot the signs of suicide. So when we set up the charity, the whole aim behind the charity is to provide suicide intervention training to any professional that works with young people. That means that gives them the skills and the confidence to know what to say. It's a grim subject, I accept that. And when Morgan died, people would rather cross the road than come and talk to me, Because what do you say to someone? What do you say to someone whose son killed himself? Not a lot. You could say, oh, sorry about your news. But actually people would prefer to cross the road. And to be fair, I got that. I understand that. I accepted that. But that's where the training has to come in. We can't shy away from the subject. We've got to talk about it. If we don't talk about it, and actually I have this dilemma, am I doing the right thing in talking about it? Well, of course I am. Because if someone had talked about it, maybe Morgan would be here today. Maybe, but at the moment, is it a surprise? Suicide is the biggest killer of men under 45. That's why something has to happen. And that's what the OLLIE Foundation is all about. One life lost is enough. So, thank you.